Are you familiar with the legend of the Xian? Perhaps you know of the colorful words of Lao Tzu as written in the Tao Te Ching. He who has grasped the secret of life will be safe from the attack of buffalo or tiger. And why? Because he has no spot where death can enter. Taoism has always been enamored of the supernatural, and I believe it was the ancient Chinese writer Lieh Tzu who first gave name to what would become a vast pantheon of supposed immortals. There were thousands of them, many whimsical godlings of bizarre and unpredictable powers. One, for instance, led an army of monkeys, and many were able to pass through rock without harm. By the time I was researching the matter in Japan, the Black Death had devastated Europe, Africa, and China, frightening humanity into a dedication to science that increasingly rivaled their devotion to religion. Even peasants looking to their ancestors for guidance would stop to ingest specific mushrooms, pine resins, or cinnabar, believing these might stimulate eternal youth. Take comfort in this, stranger. The world will be better off without you. Ah, yes, and peaches. There was a belief that immortality could be bestowed upon one who ate from special peaches. Be it a prayer or a peach, that took no time at all for man to decide that he was too significant to die. I am known as Raish al Ghūl, and I must speak with Sayobo, Queen Mother of the West.
And I suppose that she must see you immediately and must teach you the secrets of longevity, and that you must taste the peaches of immortality.
Maybe you haven't heard, but those peach trees only bloom every 3,000 years.
Yeah, and that's about as often as she sees visitors.
Very well, I'll wait. We have been very slow, on the other hand, to recognize our impact on the environment and still fail to acknowledge our dependency. I, who has always craved emptiness and desolation, cheered the Copernican Revolution in 1543. Enchanted by that new, heliocentric view of our universe, I failed initially to be alarmed by the increasing popularity of the mechanistic paradigm. What do you suppose it is that makes us so determined to turn our back on the natural world? Why must we see reality reflected in the mechanics of clocks, rather than in the light that daily swells in and then diminishes from our patient sky? Why do we insist we are on a planet we are so clearly of?
Raish al Ghūl, would you like to see my garden? Look, isn't this sad?
Does it come back to life?
No, it died over 300 years ago. In this garden, it is the aberration. In all others, it would be the rule. Which Raish al Ghūl are you?
I am a crusader and a physician.
And what is it for which you crusade, physician?
That for which any doctor fights, Sayobo, the health of my patient.
And so the physician heals himself?
No, none of this is about me, Sayobo, any more than it is about you. This is our patient, our mother, our body, our home. We know tricks, small cracks in science and nature through which we have learned to slip, that rejuvenate our bodies and minds. But no mortal can count himself worthy of infinite life without a greater goal sustaining his soul.
Do you know what makes me worthy of infinite life, Dr. Crusader? I found it first. A greater goal? What greater goal do I need than the intention to never die?
I suppose your indiscreet regard for all human life, no matter how useless, is an admirable response to the oneness of all things. It's just that I would ask you to expand that concept to its next logical stage. It is perhaps true that no one human is directly responsible for deforestation, the greenhouse effect, or the sudden health reclassification of the tuna sandwich, but we do each have individual ecological footprints, and I would think it was counterproductive to rescue someone who is actively destroying your abode. The next time you save a life, consider asking a few prudent questions. How often does your hapless victim eat meat or processed foods? And how full are his trash cans when he puts them out on the curb each week? How many times a week does he inflict upon the atmosphere the fumes of his car engine? How often does he squander precious fossil fuels on his superfluous comforts? I know you have a low opinion of my sanity, detective, but really, how much sense does it make to systematically destroy the only structure capable of generating and sustaining your kind?
Ah, there you are, Shino. Come meet my new friend. He has traveled a great distance to meet us, and yet, his Japanese is flawless.
Stop it! What are you doing?
Fruits. Too slow. Only good every 1,000 years. There must be something inside. Something stronger.
Sayobo, you allow this? This man's in the grip of insanity! He'll destroy your orchard!
But he's right. Perhaps there's more to discover. What if next time the trees don't bloom? What if I grow tired of these immortal lovers and desire more? Rash, no! This harvest isn't... These aren't the right peaches. Having eaten of the last true batch, he cannot die. But without more, nor can I revive him. Why are you men so in love with death?
Imagine a single human body, so many cells, all with different jobs to do, working in perfect harmony to support the system as a whole. This is how we define health, is it not? But now, detective, imagine that certain cells, the brain cells for example, cease to recognize their relationship to the rest of the body. They become hostile, attacking other cells around them, many even encouraging strange new growths that begin to restrict blood flow and destroy essential nutrients. Do you commit yourself to trying to save them from themselves, one malignant cell at a time? Or, detective, do you irradiate them before their numbers spread? You are wrong about me, Sayobo. I abhor death.
And yet, you destroy everything in your path. All that I have built here. This legend I carefully nurtured for hundreds of years. Gone! In the space of one evening!
I will protect your legend, Sayobo. Though, of course, I'll have to move it. Maybe to Lake Tianxi in Xinjiang. It looks much like this, but the lake there isn't built on ley lines. Shino was right, you know. There are chemicals in the peaches instrumental to the process, but the real magic is in the land. Had you been less foolish, I might have taught you the secret of the Lazarus Pit. But as it is, it's far too late. I've strayed from the purpose of this letter, but know, detective, that the carbon footprint of humans on Mother Nature shall soon be eliminated.